Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to do the reading habits tag. So stay tuned. So I actually came across this tag a while back on a blog, and it's by AshhReads, and I will link her website down in the descriptions. I know lots of other people do it, and she wasn't the original creator, and pretty much the only thing I can find as far as anybody's posting about the original creator links to a video that's no longer available. So in this case, I will link AshhReads blog. So it looks like there are 11 questions, and I haven't looked at any of them, so let's get into this. Okay, so I've got my laptop right here in front of me, so I'm going to be looking down to read what the question says. And yeah. Okay, so question number 1. Do you have a certain place at home for reading? Yeah, I read in my office here. And the other place that I really read is in my bed. I like getting all cozy and taking up the entire bed to read. And that's really it. We have a lot of animals in our house, and I also have children in my house. So these are the two places that I'm kind of secluded. My bedroom and my office. I can kind of be a little bit more to myself and don't have kids or animals jumping all over me, so it's a lot easier to read. Okay, question number 2. Bookmark or random piece of paper? Okay, I personally prefer a bookmark, but I don't always have one. So in that case, I will use a random piece of paper or anything. Anything. A piece of plastic, a playing card, a wire, if that's all I've got. I'll just stick whatever in there. Though I definitely prefer bookmarks. And I've got quite a collection of them. Though I don't like to fold my page. That's like a last resort, is folding a page. Because I don't know, I just don't like it. So question number 3 is, can you stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or a certain amount of pages? Okay, so usually I would try to stop my reading at the end of a chapter because, I don't know, it's just easier to transition back into the reading for me if I pick up at the beginning of a chapter. But sometimes it's like, okay, I'm really tired or whatever, you know, I need to put the book down and it's a long chapter and I'm nowhere close to the end, then, all right, let me try to find a book that I can use as an example. Okay, so whenever I have to stop reading and it's in the middle of a chapter like this, if I'm on, say, I'm going to stop on this page, I'll just read the first paragraph, like to the end of the first paragraph. Or if it was this page, just reading to the end of that first paragraph. And then I'll have my bookmark, and in my head I'll be like, okay, this is the front of the bookmark, this is the back. So whichever's the front of the bookmark, I will have facing the page that I'm currently on. So if I put, like, this is the front of the bookmark, and I put it this way, I know that I've stopped right there at the end of that paragraph. If I have it facing this way, I know I stopped reading there. Yeah, I'm a little extra when it comes to that. I'm weird. Anyway, question number 4. Do you eat or drink while reading? I will drink, like, coffee or, well, I'll drink really anything. But I don't really eat and read because I don't want to get food on my book. Like greasy fingerprints or chocolatey fingerprints or whatever. I don't want to risk dropping something on my book or whatever. Question number 5 is multitasking, music or TV while reading? No, I can't. If I had to have any kind of music going, it would have to be like instrumental music, because I mean, I have to be like away from people. I have to have sound off so I can just focus on what I'm reading. If I've got other sound going, I'll get distracted so easily. TV, I will put my book down and just end up watching, and I won't read anything because I can't focus on both. I don't think I'll register anything in my brain if I tried to watch TV and read a book at the same time, or listen to TV and read a book at the same time. I don't think anything would stick from either. And music, I like to sing along, so if I can sing along to something, I will, which I can't do and read at the same time. So yeah. Question number 6 is one book at a time or several at once. And I typically will read several at one time. For example, right now I'm reading an ebook, I'm listening to an audiobook, and I'm reading a physical book. And I don't know, when I first tried it, doing multiple things at a time, I thought I'm just going to get so confused with the stories, but I don't. And it's surprisingly easy to keep it all straight in my head. So I don't know, they just don't mix up, and I can easily jump from one to the other, and it'd be fine. So I like doing that, because if I want to sit here in front of my computer, I can sit and read the ebook. If I want to be doing housework or whatever, or doing the adult coloring book or something along those lines, then I can be listening to my audiobook. Or if I'm driving, I'll listen to my audiobook. Or if I'm sitting in the car, like as a passenger, or laying in my bed, or just kind of cuddled up in my chair in my office, then I'll read a physical book. So I like having options. So question number 7 is reading at home or everywhere, and I read everywhere. I take a book with me wherever I go. I went and got my hair done, and I took my book with me to the salon. Granted, I ended up spending most of the time talking, but I did read a little bit while I was there. I took a book with me when we went to see a Broadway show, and so I was reading my book while I was waiting for the show to start, and then I was reading it again during intermission. I'll read in the car. Yeah, I read everywhere. Question number 8 is reading out loud or in your head, and for the most part, I read in my head. However, I guess with an audiobook that counts as out loud, but I'm not reading it out loud. But my husband is not really a big reader, but he does enjoy the stories. But he's never really gotten too much into the whole audiobook thing. I'm trying to reintroduce him to that now, and he's kind of getting it a little bit, but I have a ton of books on my Kindle app on my iPad. And so whenever we'd have a long trip, whether it be a book, like a physical book or an ebook or whatever, I would read it out loud while we're in the car, and it would make the time pass. So I enjoyed it that way, and he enjoyed it, and it was just something we would do. Yeah, so I like both reading out loud and to myself, though I don't think I'd read out loud to myself by myself. Question number 9 is, do you read ahead or even skip pages? No. I'm one of those people that has to read like every single word. Even the little extra like quotes or whatever from like different stories or whatever they'll put at the beginning of chapters or little poems. I read all of it. And I don't know, sometimes it adds an extra something to the story and I enjoy it. Sometimes it's not anything, but I still read it anyway. I don't think I could handle, I don't think mentally I could do that. I'm very OCD about some things, and yeah, I don't think I could make myself even do that. Question number 10 is breaking the spine or keeping it like new. I mean, I prefer to keep my books looking new, but if a spine cracks or whatever, it's not a big deal because, well, it's just not. I mean, like this book. I read this book. It's still in perfect condition after reading it. But if I had, opened it too far or something and it caused that to split it's not a big deal to me. Plus, I try to get my books really, really cheap. Now, I guess if I spent a lot of money on a book, I'd want it to stay in really good condition for as long as possible. But I mean, if you're really enjoying a book and it's getting read a lot, it's okay if it gets worn out. So the last question is, do you write in your books? And the answer to that is no and yes. I don't write in the actual book, but I will write on Post-it notes and stick those in my books. Like, for example, if there's a quote that I like, I'll copy the quote down. Instead of highlighting it or something, I'll copy the quote down and stick a Post-it note where it is. Just whatever, things along those lines. So I have my thoughts in the books without actually writing in the book. That way, if I ever chose to remove something that I've written in the book, all I have to do is remove a Post-it note and not mess up the page. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's all the questions for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, bye!